Hey there, my name's Lucy, and today we're going to be doing a full body cool down flow. We'll find out roughly at the end of this how long it's going to be. I'll probably put something here to tell you. But we're going to do an entire flow somewhere between yoga, but mostly stretching. Please make sure to complete this after workouts. Don't do beforehand because we're supposed to do more dynamic kind of movements in our warm-up, and our cool down is where we do our stretching. For equipment, I have a mat, and if you don't have a mat at home, feel free to use carpet or other comfortable surfaces. And I've also got a yoga belt here. You can also use a regular belt that you have at home to substitute this, as long as it can kind of hook through itself. Something that you can hook onto your foot. You'll see how we use this though. I'm gonna go ahead and put that down for now. This is gonna be a follow along flow. We'll hold each pose for roughly 30 seconds. We don't have any timers or anything, and feel free to pause the video and hold poses longer than I am. And also make sure not to overexert yourself or overstretch in any way. Go as far as you're comfortable with. Without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, we're gonna begin standing up. I might be cut off at the top a little bit, but that's okay because we're gonna go down to the ground pretty soon. Get a little bend in those legs, just a micro bend. Reach those arms down, out, open those shoulders, reach up, looking up at those hands. Stretch tall with that spine and forward fold slowly down. Let that back curve. Let those arms ragdoll. You can let the shoulders fall to the ears. This is the only time that's acceptable. Let that head go, let that neck relax. Feel free to bend your legs more if that's comfy. Your hands don't have to be on the ground. You can grab your ankles or your feet. Hold this for a moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to begin walking our hands out to a downward dog. Lift the hips up, push back into the shoulders. Feel free to walk through those feet, bending each leg little by little. Feel a stretch along the calves and the hamstrings. Make sure to take some nice deep breaths here. Feel free to wiggle those hips from side to side just a little bit. Whatever's comfortable. Once we're finished with this pose, we're going to drop our knees down. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Drop those stomachs down to the ground. Look up with our heads. A little bit of cat here. Exhale. Lift that stomach up to the ceiling or the sky. Look under with your neck. A little bit of cow. Inhale, go back to cat, looking up, dropping down. Curl under, cow. Do as many of these as feel comfortable to you. Get a little movement in that spine. And when we're done with these, we're gonna reach a leg forward. I'm gonna begin with my right leg. We're gonna keep one hand on the ground, curl that back foot under, kick it back. This might be uncomfortable. If you can't reach back, that's all right. But if you can, try to reach back. You can put that forward arm on your knee. Pull that back foot towards your body. Feel a stretch in the back of your, or the back leg quad. When you're ready, slowly release that. Come back to your lunge, hands on the ground. Push those hips down, down. Feel that stretch along the front of your hip there on that reverse leg or back leg. And then we're going to shift our weight back. Kick those toes up. Lean over your forward leg. Feel that stretch along your hamstring. Remember to take a few deep breaths in any position. Feel free to hold them as long as comfortable. I also recommend going back, forward, stretching that quad out again, and then coming back. Do a little rocking motion here between these two poses. Nice deep breaths. Awesome. We're going to come back to that kind of lunge. We're going to walk our foot over to the side of that back leg. Keep our hands supporting us. Let that knee come to the ground. All the weight's in the hands. Sitting down there. Leg either straight, leg straight behind you. And your shin and calf can either be like kind of parallel to the top of your mat, or you can bring it in if that's a little bit tough for you. In order to increase that stretch, you can bring it out forward. And when you're ready, lay forward. This is a pigeon pose. Go as far forward as you're comfortable with. Take a few deep breaths. This is a good hip opener. You should feel a stretch on your glute and your hamstring. Awesome, and whenever you're done with this pose, we're going to put the weight back in our hands. We're going to sweep this leg back and end up back on all fours. Now let's do the other side. Bring yourself into a kneeling lunge. Support yourself with your hands. Try to grab that back foot. If you're having trouble grabbing, try to sit up first. Feel that stretch along the quad. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Careful of your balance there. It's okay if you fall over. Hold that. Take a few deep breaths. Whenever you're ready, we're going to release that foot. Careful of your knee there, releasing and grabbing. It can feel a little funny. We're going to go back to that kneeling lunge. Press those hips down. Feel it open up here. Take a few deep breaths. When you're ready, we're going to lean back, kick those toes up, and lean over our forward leg. Feel a stretch along your hamstrings and calves. Bring it forward when you're a little tired of that stretch. I recommend teetering between the two though. It allows you to get a deeper stretch. Awesome. We're going to come back to that kneeling lunge. Weight on the hands. Walk that forward foot over to this opposite side. Lay that knee down. Remember, you can change the angle here. Further away from your body, the more difficult it is. Lean over your body here, over your leg. Feel that stretch. Take a few deep breaths here. You may find that you're more flexible on one side than the other in certain positions. The other side could be more flexible. That's totally normal. What we're working on here is trying to get that as even as possible. But don't worry if one side is more able than the other. Awesome. Alrighty. We're gonna go back here. Let's just go ahead and flip onto our backs. Now we're gonna be needing the belt. Get nice and comfortable here. We're gonna bring both of our feet up, hook them into the belt, and then begin bringing that forward. You could also use a resistance band for this, or those circular bands. Anything that you can fit both feet into, but also grab from here. It does help if it is a little bit longer. Take a few deep breaths here. It's okay if those legs are bent. Now we're going to unhook one foot from the belt, dropping it down. You might find that your leg can come further forward. You can also, don't push directly against the knee, push against the thigh to try to straighten that leg out. Awesome. Bring that other foot back up to where it was. Open your belt. Drop your opposite leg down. Good. Alrighty. After we hold this for a moment, we're going to slowly begin dropping our leg out. Hold onto the band nice and tight. Not letting that leg touch the ground. You'll find if you can hold the band with your arms, having one further out and one up here, your leg doesn't need to go against the ground. Keep both those butt cheeks on the ground, shoulders on the ground. You're gonna feel a really good stretch along this inner thigh here. Hold this position for as long as you like. You can drop your leg down a little bit for less intense. More intense, we're going to bring the leg up. I'm going to begin moving my body up a little bit. I need a little more room to the side for our next movement. Now we're going to bring that leg up. And we're going to go over for a spinal twist. Going back. Hold on to that belt. The hip will lift off the ground this time, but the foot will stay above the floor. And you can just hold on to the belt with one hand here, that hand in the side where the leg is twisting to. So I'm twisting my right leg over and my left hand is holding the belt. Right arm is against the ground, shoulders open. You can look the other way for a little bit more of a stretch. Take a few deep breaths here. Whenever you're ready to come back to center, you can grab the belt with your right hand. Slowly pull that leg back. Dropping it down a little bit. Switching legs for our twist. Let's go ahead and drop that other leg out. Holding on with both hands for this. Keeping hips on the ground, shoulders on the ground. Leg is still floating though. Good inner stretch, inner thigh stretch right here. Take a few deep breaths. Bring the leg up higher for more intensity. Drop it down lower if it's a little difficult. Whenever you're ready, we're going to begin raising that leg up. And now we're going to hold on to our left leg in the belt with our right hand, twisting over for a spinal twist. Pull that leg up for more intensity. Drop it down for less difficulty. Twist that arm over, left arm is on the ground. Look to your left if you can. Your back might pop in this position, that's okay, but we shouldn't be feeling any pain, just stretching. Awesome. When we're ready, we're gonna let that leg circle back down. You can unhook the belt with your other foot, toss it to the side. We're done with our stretching, but I do like to lay here for a moment after my workout. We're gonna place the soles of our feet together. They can be down here, they can be up here, whatever's comfortable for you. Palms facing upwards towards the sky, closing our eyes. Feel free to just lay here for a few minutes. Take some deep breaths. Appreciate the stretching you just did. This doesn't have to be a cool down. This can be a regular stretching routine if you do want to get your body moving, but you don't feel like doing a workout. But this is also very thorough, especially if you've done a lower body exercise. I can come out with more arm stretches as well. Whenever you're ready, which can be in right now or in 10 minutes, grab your knees, roll up to the top. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again for another video. Bye.